Good morning, explorers. My name is Mark Williamson. This is my channel, Age of Exploring, where I get out and explore the world, talk about the history and science of what I see. So I'm on the 91 freeway in Riverside, and a highway patrol officer has just done a round robin in front of me to clear up some debris on the road, I assume. And I'm heading toward Joshua Tree for a couple nights, and then Death Valley for a couple nights for a quick little short camping trip.
I'm here in Joshua Tree, Jumbo Rocks Campground, Site 82, which is actually pretty good. It's really private except for the road that's right out there. And having dinner, Mexican style adobo rice and chicken. This is not the trip I wanted to try cooking all kinds of different things. I'm going to do that at home because I like the mountain. I like dehydrated food, but it takes up a lot of space and I don't think I want to do that on my trips. So I'm going to experiment at home with what I can do. In the meantime, I'm having Mexican style adobo rice and chicken. Can't go wrong with that. I've never had it. The idea of this trip was pretty simple. It was just to get me out on the road since breaking my hip on the bike, allow me to get comfortable on the bike again, and at the same time get out and be places where I haven't been on the bike. I've been to Joshua Tree before, and on Wednesday I'm going to Death Valley. So it's not like I've never been to any of these places, but just much more relaxed because I have no real itinerary for this trip other than to relax in the campsite, read, kind of organize things because I think I overpacked again. And I did that intentionally because I'm trying to figure out what I need and what I don't need. And just take 5 days and 4 nights of relaxing time to get used to what I'm doing here, because I'd like to, when I'm on the Lincoln Highway this summer, I'd like to really make sure that I've got it down. I want to make sure I camp less motels than Route 66 and a lot more camping. So Tomorrow I'm hoping I'm going to go to the Cholla Gardens, hopefully in the morning. And then I'm going to take the Geology Road and take a look at that and stop and take a look at some of the things in Geology Road. Done the research and I understand what I'm supposed to be able to see, but we'll find out. So it's like 8:15 in the morning at Joshua Tree, and I haven't gotten up yet because I did not sleep well. It wasn't cold, it was just I could not sleep. And when I finally did go to sleep, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, I think, when I finally dropped off, and so I slept until I felt like getting up. And it wasn't cold. It was, my feet got cold in the beginning, but I just put some extra clothing down there to insulate the foot box of the sleeping bag, and I'm okay. So I slept fine. The temperature only got down to the low 40s. Lowest I saw was 41 on my thermometer. But I just didn't sleep well. I don't know why. Anyways, today I'm getting up. I'm going to have breakfast, get myself the camp cleaned up, get myself going, go out to the Cholla Cactus Garden and the Geology Tour Road. And then I'm also going to find the visitor center and visit that, and then restock on some water, have a relaxing day. Good morning, explorers. It's day 2 of my Joshua Tree Death Valley trip. I'm in site 82 of the Jumbo Rocks Campground, and there's the Jumbo Rocks right there. There's Mattis. Okay, right there, and here comes a big RV. Anyways, I just had a breakfast of champions, coffee, of course, instant oatmeal, and a raspberry Pop-Tart. Can't go wrong with something like that. Cholla Gardens in Joshua Tree National Park. Oh, look at that bike right there. Yeah. Cholla Gardens parking lot, and all around you come up on the road and all of a sudden there's Cholla. It's getting windier and windier. They actually have an example. I don't know if somebody left this here or what, but an example of how cactus gets stuck in these plants. And then they have, in case it happens to you, they have a way to remove it. You use the combs to pull the spines out and the pliers to pull the spines out of your skin, but the comb to remove the big part, and then the pliers to pull the spines out. Deserts are an environment that is extremely dry. It can be hot, it can be cold, but always dry. There are 3 ways that plants can adapt to the desert. One is succulents, which is like cactus, the prickly pear, things like that. They store their water. The second one is drought tolerance, where the plant is adapted to survive with very little water. It does not require a lot of water for its survival. And the third way of surviving in the desert or adapting to the dry environment is drought avoidance. And that's done by plants that basically live their entire lifespan in the time that they're the rainy season. Their seeds will sprout, they will grow, they will reproduce, pollinate, and then the seeds will drop and they will lay dormant in the soil until the conditions are right and it's wet enough for the plants to grow. We see that a lot in Southern California in the wildflower blooms after especially rainy winter. Another way that plants adapt to the desert environment is by producing a waxy skin on their leaves to prevent water loss, and because it's a waxy skin, it reduces the heat on the plant. They produce fleshy stems like cactus, the succulents. They produce spines, and there's a couple functions for the spines. One is protection, obviously. By having spines, there are less animals that are willing to eat it because it's harmful. And in the case of the cholla, it can actually be fatal to animals. But the other thing that spines do is lower the temperature in the area of the leaf. The spines produce a little bit of shade and less airflow, so therefore there's less water loss through evaporation and heat. And the final ways that plants adapt to the desert is by producing really, really deep roots, so that there is no effect of the heat on the ground affecting the roots, and it gets the water that trickles down through the soil and may remain in the soil if it's at that depth. The Cholla cactus garden is populated by a species of cholla that is called the Teddy Bear Cholla. It is related to the jumping cholla, but the jumping cholla is found more in northern Mexico. It gets its name because from a distance it looks fuzzy and the spines are kind of a silvery color, and from a distance it looks like a little teddy bear. Any of the cholla, the jumping chollas, the teddy bear chollas, are one of the most dangerous plants in the desert because they detach their stems very easily by touch from a passing animal or person, and the spines embed themselves in the skin, which can become infected. The teddy bear cholla produces flowers, but the flowers don't produce a lot of seed. The main method of reproduction for the teddy bear cholla is by having the pieces stick to animals and then falling off later on and propagating from there. Each of those little sections of the plant can grow into another one. The cholla can be used by animals to protect their burrows. The pack rat will gather up parts and pieces of cholla that has fallen off and produce mounds of them around their burrows, protecting them from other animals entering it, because the other animals are susceptible to the spines. When you're visiting the Cholla Gardens in Joshua Tree, I suggest you stay on the path, which I think is important in all national parks or natural settings. If they've built a path, that's where they want you to walk, and by walking off the path, you're actually disturbing the environment and can damage what we're actually there to see. But stay on the path and be really aware of where you are, where the cactuses are, so that you don't brush against them, because it really doesn't take much of a touch for the spines to attach themselves to you or your clothing. It's the second day in Joshua Tree, and it's cold right now. Just having dinner, and then I'm going to bed, even though it's only like, what time is it? 5:30, because a sleeping bag is much better than sitting out here in the cold. You know, I'm having peak beef pasta with marinara. Good day. Went to the Cholla Gardens. First of all, I went to the visitor center. Got water. Went to the Cholla Gardens, looked around there, recorded some things. Started down Geology Tour Road, which got really sandy after about 5 miles. Really sandy, much more sandy than I was comfortable with. So I turned around, which was a feat in itself, and came back. It was a good learning lesson. I enjoyed it. I'm not used to deep sand on the bike yet, but I'm getting there. And then I tried a couple other little dirt roads, one little dirt loop that ended up towards the northwest part of the park. Went up to Ray's View, I think it is, which overlooks Palm Springs. And then I came back and had dinner, got myself sorted out, got things ready to go because I'm leaving tomorrow. It's supposed to get windy today, tonight, but I don't see that happening. There's a little breeze, but it's not windy. And then I'm heading to Death Valley up through Baker and the Mojave Desert Preserve, which could be interesting. So that's the evening, is finishing dinner, going to bed, and relaxing, trying to get some sleep. Better sleep than I got last night.
All right, so it's like 8:15 on Wednesday morning, and I'm gonna change the trip here. I'm gonna call it a day, a trip, because last night it was cold. My thermometer said it was close to like half a degree above 32, and my sleep system did not work. My feet are cold. My legs are cold. I've been wearing like merino wool tight leggings and or pants or whatever you call them, and yeah, this is not good. I've had a good trip. Death Valley's supposed to be the same, and on top of that, at about 2 o'clock in the morning, it got really windy, and wind and camping in the wind in the desert is you get to experience like dust, just dust on everything. So it's just dusty. Everything is dirty, which is okay. I don't mind, but it goes with the cold, and I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna go home and make some adjustments, and then come back out in a couple weeks and see what I can do. But yeah, it just wasn't. This trip was very successful, and hopefully you saw that in the video. But I'm going to head home. I've still got some things I want to record on the way home, so there's more to come.
I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. If you know someone else who might enjoy the video, please share it with them. And as always, be great, do good, go out and explore.